light from this end of the table. We're just going to do our whole lives now from this end of the table because actually we don't look this gorgeous.
It's the only time I don't look like I've got bags the size of the Eiffel Tower.
We don't have a ring light on because we don't need one, because this light from this skylight lights us to look this amazing.
I don't know if we look that great, babe.
We do, compared to what we usually look like.
Oh, I know. I normally
have a look
like
around the channel, guys, and see what we usually look like.
Yeah.
Welcome to our channel. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, because an awful lot happens here, and we'd be simply devastated if you missed out on it.
We would be. So showbiz news. We haven't done one of these for a while.
Ages.
We always say we don't want to. There genuinely isn't a lot of stuff knocking about or going on.
Except yesterday, Kylie Jenner. She handed to me on a plate the most wonderful showbiz story.
Yeah, she did.
I don't know if any of you saw this, but this was a whole series of stories on her Instagram for Father's Day for her baby daddy.
Is that the dad of her baby?
Travis Scott is her daughter Stormy's father.
Right.
He's very, very famous.
Is he? I've never heard of him.
He's a singer.
Oh, I have heard of him.
No, you have heard of him. He's brilliant, actually.
Yeah, no, the girls play some of his stuff. Yeah,
I actually really like his stuff, but I only found out about him through Kylie.
Right.
Of course,
I'm still stuck in the age where whenever you say Kylie, I think Kylie Minogue.
Yeah, I'm 4 years off 60, so we think of Kylie Minogue. And
You
we
said,
don't know who Travis
I heard
Scott
Nadia
is.
squeal in the other room last night. She went, "Oh my God, have you seen what Kylie's done?" And I was thinking, Kylie Minogue. What
Kylie
on earth has
Minogue.
she done?
But no, it was Kylie Jenner. 23-year-old Kylie Jenner. Billionaire. Now, the reason I do that is Forbes billionaire list has questioned this. Jaw-dropping, as the Mail describes it, actually is the absolutely perfect way. Each story that I showed Mark, he was like, what? So this is obviously in the front of the house. We couldn't quite work out what it was, could we, this one?
Should we hit play and, and let's talk? And...
We thought this was a football, didn't we?
That does look like a football. It looks like something from the Van Gogh exhibition.
No. The Van Gogh exhibition happens inside the house.
Yes.
It's actually very... They have the
Are these
most
real sunflowers?
adorable baby, Stormy. She is just stunning.
Oh
right?
My God.
So then you walk... This is just the doorway.
This is like something
Now,
from Willy
look
Wonka.
at little Stormy. How adorable is she? But, you know, how is any bloke ever going to be able to give that girl, when she's all grown up, a bunch of flowers?
Well, maybe just a rose might do.
Might do it. Now look at this. This is so beautiful, just stunning, with all the candles and everything. And then this scene. I mean, it looks like, if I was him, I would wonder whether she was going to marry me at the end of it or kill me. Because it looks like a funeral and a wedding all rolled into one, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, there's something so enormously epic about it that you sort of feel...
Stop on that one.
That one.
This one is really quite beautiful. And if you have that kind of money, well, fair enough spent. And I think that on its own would have just been exquisite.
I do think less maybe is more.
Yeah, it's a little bit over the top.
But
But Mark, can you even quantify how much that would be?
No, I dread to think.
What do you think? Could it be £100,000?
At least. I mean, look, they've got little floating daisies of flowers, real flowers.
But is this...
But then there's this sort of strange contrast of a really crap-looking cookie.
No, that's the cookies the daughter has made. Now, that's the most... For me, that would have been enough.
She made those, sorry.
Well, I would think so. They look like a child's made them. Maybe they had somebody come in and make them.
Someone stepped on that plate.
No, it's Stormy's feet.
Oh, I thought it kicked off and someone started wandering and marauding through the food.
I don't think so. Their houses are always immaculate. The thing that I was excited about, it is confirmed that they are back together, because of course they weren't. Now that is extravagance.
Extravagance.
That is amazing. And you know, if you have a lot of money, well then spend it. I've said just a teeny bit tone deaf with the situation at the moment in the world.
I think so.
Just a little bit.
Well, sticking with the Father's Day topic, Kevin Hart has been on the Smiths, what's it called? Red table talk. And he got real, sitting and chatting. Will Smith stood in for, because normally it's in the headline. It got real. Fatherhood star Kevin Hart got real.
It got real,
says the news story about his approach to being a dad while appearing on a Father's Day episode of Red Table Talk. Now I find him really,
I love him so much.
Yeah, he's so funny.
He's so smart, funny, charming.
But he talks with Will Smith, who was standing in for Jada and his mother-in-law, Adrienne. he was talking about how he had to sort of confront a lot of shit, really, with his daughter when obviously he was unfaithful, and he had to come clean about that after initially denying it when his partner was I think 4 months pregnant or just had a baby or something.
I'm going off him now.
Well, yeah. So he was exposed in 2017 for cheating.
Exposed?
No, he was exposed in 2017 for cheating on his then pregnant wife. The father of 4 said he had a discussion like no other with his 16-year-old daughter, Heaven. Hell hath no fury like a daughter who knows daddy's been naughty. And I don't know, I just thought it was really nice to hear a bloke talking about the fact that he has been challenged and he was pulled up and he was made to reflect on his behaviour by his daughter. And I think Father's Day, it's good to hear that even celebrities and stars like Kevin Hart sit with some degree of humility about their past. And Will Smith kind of connected with him about that. You look like you were going to vomit. What?
I've gone off him.
Well, what, the fact that he did...
I didn't know he was unfaithful to his 4-month-old.
Yeah,
but
can people...
4 months pregnant and you go off and you sleep with somebody else. Sorry.
Yes. He initially denied the infidelity rumours.
And he denied it. Well, good for you, daughter, to pull him up and tell him, listen, you're a little shit.
Yeah,
the behaviour was appalling.
Exactly.
Just, wow.
What's this?
Right, I've been watching the last... Well, I do watch the Kardashian series. My name is NADIA Sawalha and I watch the Kardashians.
Does anyone really watch it anymore? It's a bit boring, isn't it?
People do.
I find it really boring.
So anyway, Tristan Thompson, her partner, her ex, has been caught out multiple times for infidelity.
I think we've covered it.
Yeah, we've covered it on here. Even with her sister Kylie's best friend.
Nice.
And there's been, footage of him with 2 just awful. Yeah. And again, she was pregnant. I remember when she went in the episode where she goes into labour, she's just found out the latest horrible infidelity. This man broke her heart. Yeah. Absolutely broke her heart, as did her previous boyfriend.
So she goes for baddens.
I think she goes for good people with a lot of problems.
That's a nice way of putting it.
And so in the last series, this man has done everything apart from crawling his belly over hot coals. We've witnessed it.
He's done everything to win her back.
Everything to win her back.
Right.
And she's gone very slow with it, quite rightly. Has got massive trust issues, quite rightly, but really wants her daughter to know her dad. And of course she's desperate for a second child with him. So this is what's been going on through the lot of this.
And what's her daughter's name? Is it Hurricane or North or South or East or something like that?
Oh my God, what's her name? I know her name. Don't tell me.
It's Corner.
No, don't tell me.
Is it Corner or Table?
Oh my God, what's her name? True. Which I thought was the strangest name for a child, because she named her after all these infidelities. True.
Maybe she was hoping that the word true would filter through to him and he would stay true to true.
Well, anyway, so through this last season, we've seen her, he has worked really every step of the way. She said, no. And then eventually she's acquiesced. And the last episode I watched, she had actually he'd moved to Chicago for his football or his basketball, I don't know which one it is. And she had actually moved out with him. Now, yesterday, or the day before, in the Mail Online, a story came out with some kind of very shady footage of a big party that he was in this incredible Bel Air mansion. Honestly, look it up. Oh my God, the photo of this house.
Wow.
And apparently it was reported that he had gone into a room with 3 girls, he likes numbers apparently, and came out half an hour later looking dishevelled.
Bedraggled?
How can we know if this is true, but this is what was reported in the Mail Online. And at this point, we all still thought that he and Khloe were together. Well, today it's come out. They have officially separated.
Right.
But the suggestion is that they actually separated a few weeks before. But it's just
before he went into the room?
Yeah, because sources close to the ex-couple tell us they called things off a few weeks ago, not long after a woman named Sydney Chase claimed she and Tristan had sex after he had reunited with Khloe. Now, Tristan was furious with this and 100% shot this down in flames and threatened to sue Chase. He then didn't sue her.
Oh dear.
He retracted.
Oh dear.
So you can't say you're going to sue and then not sue. Because,
so you get more upset.
Yeah, so, you know, I think at the root of this, you know, I mean, what I saw on the Kardashians was a man that desperately wanted this family and wanted her and wanted to be part of the Kardashian clan and a dad to True. So who knows? But I just said to Mark, I wonder if he's actually got sex addiction, because it isn't actually about sex. It's the addiction to danger, to a need, and all these other things, and it's catastrophic.
Maybe he's just a naughty boy,
or maybe he's just a scurrilous person.
or just
we don't know.
Very, very naughty boy.
But I do always like to bring up sex addiction.
No,
because it is. I remember you saying that you would sit in group and you felt such pain for the people.
Well, I don't want to go into the details of what was said, but yeah, it was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking
because
and lonely. This is the thing about it.
Deep loneliness.
It can manifest in an extraordinary loneliness and almost self-harm. And I'll leave that to your own imagination to understand what I mean by that. But we don't know that about it.
But no, I'm just saying, I did say that, a caveat that with absolutely, he might just be
a dirty, naughty boy.
You know,
He's
a
just
cad.
a very naughty boy.
He might just be a cad, but he might not.
No, he might not.
But in the middle of all of that, this poor woman.
Yeah,
you know,
no, I
and
agree.
People will go, oh, she's rich.
No.
She's got a big
But
bum.
I think her sisters
the pain of infidelity is the same.
Why don't her sisters give her some advice on the men she's choosing? Isn't that what sisters do?
Well, all the way through this series, they were telling her to go back with him.
Well, let's move over to Mark Hamill, who plays, obviously, played Luke Skywalker. This struck me as surprising, this story. Carrie Fisher is only just receiving a Hollywood Walk of Fame star. Don't you find that strange that Carrie Fisher hasn't had one before?
I don't really know what the qualifications are.
Well, it's having been.
Who decides on it?
Well, there's a board that decides on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. So there's an organisation.
Really done Star Wars, hasn't she?
No, but she's more than just Star Wars. She's an enigmatic personality, isn't she? Beyond all comprehension. She reaches to the stars and back. Anyway, well, Mark Hamill, as he said, he's about to receive his own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, but so too is Carrie Fisher, and it's just lovely. I think it's really nice to see that she's being recognised. And as Mark Hamill said in his Instagram post, much love and a very special one-finger salute to the incomparable, hilarious and irreverent force of nature that was my space sister, Carrie Fisher. Her star will blaze from here to eternity. And there's a photo of him hugging her. And check out the finger. She loved to give the finger. I like to give the finger too. I just thought that was sweet.
I actually really hate it when people do that. Is that wrong?
That?
No, when people like properly do. Oh, it just makes.
So you don't like that photo of Carrie Fisher?
I remember when I first met you, you used to do that, and I used to think,
where would I do that to?
You used to do it quite a lot, but
I
did actually just anywhere. And so
hang on a minute. You make me sound like I just sat around going.
Well, no, but you did used to sometimes you'd go like that, and I just think, I don't like that. Well, to me, if we were having an argument, or to people in the street, and I did actually have to say to you, I actually really hate it.
You're talking absolute
Mark, I did.
Garbage.
Mark, I remember.
Garbage.
You can't
Absolute
just say it's garbage
garbage
because you don't like history. It's unpleasant.
It is unpleasant, and it's
really aggressive.
It's really aggressive.
And I don't think it's clever.
Okay, well, let's not remember Carrie Fisher for the finger.
You that proudly made
it wasn't me. It was Mark Hamill who fucking mentioned it. Jesus, I didn't know we were going to have a... You're screaming at me. Stop it.
Right, okay. So a little bit tricky this. Love Island is being criticised for not taking the opportunity this year to give us a bit more body diversity. Now, I do understand that any broadcaster does have the line that they have to keep within, like not promoting obesity and ill health. So ITV have actually said that they are promoting healthy BMIs.
There's a huge area between obesity and the bodies you get in Love Island.
Yes.
And it's called the entire world.
Yes. You know, the thing about the online world and about the TV world and the difference is relatability. And I still think all television is way behind, and they've got to catch up. People want to see a reflection of themselves somewhere. They want to see. I mean, I think if there was, Like, you could have 10 girls size 12 that all look very different.
But can I play...
You know, it's not about having a perfect body.
Sure.
That's not the only way to be healthy, to have what is deemed a perfect
But
body.
can I be devil's advocate? Love Island is very much a successful brand in the social media age. Isn't folded into the brand of Love Island a sort of unattainable beauty that we all want to look to? Not necessarily sort of judge ourselves negatively by comparison, that we could do, I do, looking at their abs. I have an ab somewhere on my back. Isn't there also the danger, I could well imagine if I was a producer on the show, that if we were to cast, say, 2 realistically physical individuals in there, you run the risk quite quickly of them automatically being constantly prejudiced against or not chosen or not picked. And then the show could get into a very tricky area where you're effectively the real people with real body shapes never actually get picked or never find the love, you know, and you could actually end up making someone's mental health really bad. So you have to sort of find an equal
But what about
strip.
not being picked because you're a brainless idiot without any bloody
But
personality?
babe, as we know, that doesn't matter anymore. But intellectual strength isn't a thing anymore. Where have you been the last 10 years?
I hear what you're saying, and we're buying into part of why we all look at it is because we're fascinated by this supposed perfection. But I think that they could have doubled it in size. They could have given us a bit more of Big Brother, a bit more of a social experiment where we're seeing, or I think you're right, you would have to choose people that are confident people. I don't think, and you know, they pay great store to the fact that they have good psychology.
Because I think body shaming could happen by omission otherwise.
Yeah, exactly. But I think that you'd have to choose people that are confident enough that if, you know, night after night, the size 8 girl is going to... But you know, the thing is, you can have 10 size 8, you can have 10, 12. So everybody's got a different body shape. What they're presenting here is flawlessness. And yes, it does fascinate us. And I'm ashamed to say I love Love Island. I watch every episode of Love Island. But I would have liked it. I would have liked to have seen diversity.
Do you think there should be another show that's kind of like Love Island for larger people?
That's the other thing they're not larger people.
Or but multiple body shapes. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being larger than some of these people or just shaped differently.
I think you could have Love Island model. I think that's what you should call it, so that you know that there's
like MasterChef Professional.
Yeah, I think it should be Love Island Models World, and then Love Island Reality. Love Island Reality.
Yeah.
So you've got, and I think they're missing a trick.
Just another little story that actually weirdly involves Carrie Fisher, Sarah Paulson, who I love. She's sort of, she's just a brilliant actress. One of Hollywood's most sort of recognisable and successful, excuse me, I'm about to choke, lesbian stars in Hollywood. She talks about the awkward moment she was faced with Matthew Perry at a make-out party. What drew me to this story was, what the hell is a make-out party if it's not a swingers party? Anyway, well, Gore Vidal, the late writer, was staging a make-out party, and surprise, surprise, Carrie Fisher invited Sarah Paulson along, and Sarah Paulson went. She was very nervous, and basically they had everyone's names folded up in a bowl, and you picked a name out and you had to go over and make out with them. Does it sound like your kind of party? Anyway, so she was a little bit alarmed, Sarah. People like Shirley MacLaine and Queen Latifah were there. So I don't think it was really a swingers party, even though there were 3 pampas grasses just outside the front door, apparently, as they drove in. Giveaway sign. Matthew Perry apparently picked out Sarah Paulson and just walked in the opposite direction. And she was mortally offended, especially when many, many years later they had to do a film together where they had to kiss each other loads.
I don't know why that other thing felt a bit uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable. It reminded me, do you remember that awkward moment at the beginning of the Ice Storm, that film with, sadly, Kevin Spacey, where there was that swingers scene where they all put the keys in and the 2 of them went upstairs and it was so dark and awkward and horrible.
I don't like the end of this.
Make-out parties. And my final story is a sad story about a Friends star, James Michael Tyler, who played the barista at the Central Perk, or the coffee house manager at Central Perk, has opened up about his prostate cancer diagnosis. And it's just another salutary lesson in missed appointments, exactly, and a pretty standard prostate test that they can do. He was first diagnosed at 56. It's become stage 4, late stage cancer, has spread to his back, sadly, the bones in his back.
Oh, God.
And he did, bless him, what was sweet about him talking about this, or not sweet, but he didn't want to talk about it any sooner because he didn't want it to kind of interrupt the long-awaited, sort of Friends reunion thing. So he didn't want it to sort of overshadow that.
Terribly sad thing was he was treated through hormone therapy, which he said was working absolutely brilliantly for the first year. But then he missed a test. And it mutated, spread to his spine during the pandemic. I wonder if he missed that test because of the pandemic.
I don't know. But it's just another, prostate cancer. Just keep being checked, guys. Which means, can you also make a note for me to book an appointment with the doctor, please?
And I'm glad I'm going to the doctor today.
Yeah.
It's brave of him to do that. It does remind us all. And it is about just picking up the... Because once you've made an appointment, even just making it, you feel better when you've done it. So if you're missing an appointment or if you haven't made that... made that call. Why don't you just do it right now after this? He said his one ambition was to hit 59 years of age. He's done that. His next ambition is to save at least one life by telling people what he's gone through. That really makes me cry.
No, it's very, very, very sweet. So there we go. There's your showbiz news, guys.